welcome to another episode of Checkout Basket. It's the night before Christmas. The house was so quiet. Not even the mouse was out. But in the kitchen, Craig on YouTube's been stirring. Because it's Christmas Eve, I've got to get all the cooking done. So, because there are people out there that don't eat meat. And most of the time, this time of year, it's really just a meat fest. Sorry, but it is. You've got your hams, your turkeys, your porks, your beef roasts, your lamb roasts, your smokes, there's just so many different ways you can have your meat. But, if you're one of those people that says, okay, you guys have all your meat, that's fine, but don't leave me out of the equation. I like to have a little bit of Christmas cheer myself too. This here is the Coles plant-based vegan option. So this is basically, I don't know what is really this thing's about. It's a Christmas roast. Let's see, what's the ingredients? Plant-based roast. Water, textured wheat protein, wheat flour, vegan chicken flavour, coconut oil, maltodextrin, natural flavours, yeast extract, salt, flavour enhancer, vegetarian L-crystalline, dextrated garlic, rosemary, thickener, canola oil, thickener, wheat protein thickener. These are numbers now. Pea protein, potato fibre, dehydrated yeast, onion flakes, herbs and spices, potato fibre, plant fibre, sweet chutney sauce, water, apple. Yeah. Alright, so it doesn't have a lot of meat. It does have a few things that are in there as a number, which they don't tell you what they are, so and it's just gone 12 o'clock on Craig's Christmas Eve clock. So it's now 12 hours till Christmas. Alright. I'm going to put this into the oven. It says it needs to cook in 180 to 160 degrees for fan forced for 45 minutes. Place in a baking line, place the roast on a lined baking tray and cook for 45 minutes or until cooked through. And then put the chutney in the microwave. Alright, I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do it a slightly different way. I'm going to make this sort of like almost a meatloaf kind of a thing. I'm going to mix the chutney with a bit of sauce, and I like to smear that over the top of my my meatloaf. It sort of stops it from drying out. And the last thing you want is a dried out piece of meat. So, I'm going to cook this. We'll come back when it's done. Hopefully in 45 minutes time. So then it'll be 11 hours and 45 minutes until Christmas. Alright, let's get cooking. And welcome. And we're back. So that's just come out of the oven. It's fairly big. This is supposed to feed 5 people. So feed 5 people. So if you're not having anything else, maybe 2 people? But yeah, 5 people. You could easily cut this into 5 portions. Now, check the temperature. It's already come up above 60 degrees Celsius in internal temperature. The outside, where I put the sauce, is to make sure that it doesn't dry out. Now, I know this is more of a bready product, and I didn't want it to dry out too much. Some of the sauce actually caramelized around the bottom of it, but that's not the only topping we've got. So we've got a sweet chutney sauce, which is being put into the microwave for 2 minutes in a microwave safe dish, and it was covered. Now we've got to put this all over the top of this. A bit of a stir. So we taste this. Very fruity. Alright. Got a bit of a tang to it as well. Oh, that actually is starting to look really nice. Save a little bit so I can give it a portion out onto each one of the things. Alright. Time for my trusty knife to give this thing a 1-2 right through. Make sure I've got a fork to hold it in place. Alright, let's push it back slightly. That fork out of there as well, so you guys can see the inside of that. Bit of a tilt up as well so you can see. Yeah, it hasn't dried out, it's still quite nice and moist on the inside, which is exactly what I wanted. Alright, let's flip this piece over. Get a tasting size on a fork for me. There it is. Smells very herby. Alright, in for the taste. It wasn't too bad. What it reminds me of is a very bready meatloaf. Now the spices and the sauce and the sweet chutney has definitely given it an uplift. I like this. Would I have this again? Yeah, actually I would. I would definitely have this again. Coles, I think you've actually started to get some really good vegan products to cater for that market at this time of the year for the festive season. Alright, time to give this thing a score. It's vegan. It actually says it's vegan on the box. I'm a little bit partial to some of the vegetarian vegan options out there. Brought up that way. But I'm never ever going to say no to meat. So this, for a vegan option, is actually going to get an 8.5 out of 10. It's actually really good. You can never pass it off as actual meat. But as a vegetarian vegan option, definitely an 8.5 out of 10. If I get you to like, comment and subscribe, and until next time, see you in the next video. And now it's Christmas. I'd like to wish you guys a very happy Christmas Eve. I do have some good news. Chris the Taste Tester is going to be able to be coming home for Christmas, but I've got to take him back to the hospital that night. So he will be spending a home visit for Christmas, and then his rehab will continue, and he'll hopefully be home sometime in the new year. Stay tuned for tomorrow's video. But on the vegetarian front, if you do know a vegetarian and you're having them over for Christmas, don't forget about them. Get them something like this. This is actually really good. I'm going to continue eating my portion. The rest of this I'm going to put aside, so Chris the Taste Tester can actually have a taste. I like it, it's not dried out. It's a part that I was hoping it would never happen. Because you've always been at a place where you've actually had dried out meatloaf. It's not the best. This, far from it. Merry Christmas.